Hello and welcome to another episode of the Breakdown Podcast, our opportunity to chat to some of the Ulster boys, to get to know them off the pitch and to have hopefully plenty of banter as well. Well, this week it's an absolute treat because not only am I joined by Sean Reedy and Chris Henry, but also the winner of our Superfan competition with Bank of Ireland, Leanne. How are you?
I'm very good. Still on cloud nine, but I'm here, yeah.
Well, of course, you were down at the game against Harlequins on Friday night. How did that go?
Brilliant, what a game. Couldn't have gone to a better game actually. Super, lots of running between the very top floor of the stadium and the very bottom floor, but it was all worth it. Absolutely super.
Brilliant. And we're 4 days away from Christmas, boys. Are you excited?
We are fizzing, mate. We are fizzing. Can't wait. Hopefully Santa's good this year. Who knows what he's going to bring, but yeah, I'm fizzing.
What are the plans then for Christmas Day? I mean, it's something, I suppose, a bit of the unknown, people wondering about players and what they get up to in their free time and what they get up to over Christmas as well. But do you have any particular plans this year, or is it just a case of spending it with the family and chilling?
Yeah, I think most of the lads are all the same. Christmas time, usually we don't get a sequence of days off, but this year the way the fixtures have landed, it's been absolutely brilliant. We play on the 23rd and then we don't play the 1st, so we're actually getting Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day off, which I don't think that's ever happened since I've been at Ulster. So I think everyone's really looking forward to properly being able to zone away from the game, hopefully get a good game down in Galway at the weekend, and yeah, just I spend it with family, lots of eating. I know the foreign players with families back home and maybe the other side of the world, a lot of them like to get together in some of the houses, and just have good crack and plenty of family time.
Will you stick to the diet plan over Christmas, or does it go out the window in 3 days?
Yeah, that's I don't know how we want to answer that.
Those 2 days leading up to Christmas and 3 days post, I think you're pretty good, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, you've got two back rowers here who can answer the question. I think some of the vein backs might be still a bit picky on how many roast potatoes they eat, but no, I think the players will all sort of loosen up over Christmas and take a bit of time off. Especially it'd be different if there's other years where we've played on Boxing Day, and that's pretty tough. You can't, more mentally, more than anything else. If you relax too much before a match, then you might not be physically ready, primed. So this year's going to be quite a nice bit different this year.
Yeah, I'm actually off to I'm a orphan as well. My family's obviously back in New Zealand enjoying the sun, so I'm off to the RU family. They've got five kids there, so that should be a bit of fun. Yeah.
That'd be good crack. That'd be good fun. What have you done in the run-in then to Christmas at the club? Has there been a bit of Secret Santa type stuff, or any Christmas dinners and that sort of thing?
Yeah. We actually had our Secret Santa today, and we had a Christmas lunch as well. So I actually missed it, but Chad was there, and apparently there were a few good gifts. Yeah,
no, it was good fun. Good few surprises. A few guys put absolutely no effort in, as you can imagine. That was a bit pathetic, but no, there was a few funny things. The highlight for me was probably someone said Jacob Stockdale, a big picture of himself framed, and it said, "To Jacob from your biggest fan, lots of love, Jacob." So that was good. But no, we also had our Christmas dinner last Saturday night at Stokers Holt and Ballyhackmore there, and that's for all the wives and girlfriends to come as well, and that was a really good night. Most of us were in Christmas jumpers, and nice to obviously have a win the night before as well.
Yeah, and Leanne, you had your Christmas dinner last night?
Yeah, we had our Christmas dinner last night, so I'd said to a lot of the teachers that I was coming here today, and they gave me a lot of questions to ask, and some of them I will, and some of them I will not. Under any
safe or not, maybe.
One of the main things was the signing then of Jordy Murphy coming up. Any worries about positions or anything? Do you think you're safe? Think you're good?
It's a good to have competition.
Yeah.
He's a class player, and he's been playing some good rugby. So I think we just showed this year there's a lot of injuries, a few of the South African guys, and guys get niggles here and there during the season. So I think it can only strengthen our team and strengthen the back row. So yeah, I'm obviously not too concerned, but it'll just make us all work harder and try and achieve those goals.
Are you welcome him with open arms? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once you get to my age, I think you always worry. Unfortunately, about selection. So, but no, as Sean said, like, he's a great guy. He knows most of us anyway from being in Irish camp. I think John Cooney, being here already, and Marty Moore probably made a big difference for him in his decision to come. But for him, I think it's a real statement to show that he wants to be in a team that he's starting every week, and he's coming up here to try fight for a place. And as we've seen with other players, if he plays well here, hopefully he'll get more recognition with Ireland. And he's a good age profile as well, so no doubt he'll really add to that back row. And as Sean said, back row's such a position where you're always going to get injured, and so there's very rarely that you get the same combination every week. So he'll it's a massive signing, and Brennan Ulster have done really well getting him.
Excellent. And what about yourself, Chris, after obviously the health scare a couple of years ago? Everything good, back to normal, all good?
Yeah, the heart, the ticker's fine. There's been no issues since, thankfully.
Yeah.
So that, whenever I speak to people about that, it's that kept me out of rugby for about 4 months. And not since then I've had shoulder surgeries and different niggly injuries that have kept me out for longer. So it's amazing that it's such a health. It was, you get injuries, but that was obviously a health issue. And just so thankful to have it behind me and being able to play. And I guess sometimes you forget. Once time passes on, you sort of, you feel you're lucky to be playing, but sometimes you forget. And it's good always to think back and realise how lucky we all are.
Excellent,
yeah. To have this engagement with fans and Chris as well. Friday night, Leanne's down there chatting to some of the players, doing some reports from the ground, tunnel access, press area access. Just to have that engagement and interaction with those who are coming to support you every week is pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like, I can't get over how good the supporters are here. So it's good to actually sort of meet you on a personal level and really get to know them. And it's amazing how deep the passion is for Ulster. So just from a player's perspective, it's awesome. Yeah.
Cause my perspective was, I mean, even before the match, sort of in with the corporate thing and saying hello, just how down to earth everybody is. You kind of think you see you guys on TV.
Normal blokes,
you are, but genuinely just are normal. Apart from being huge, like you're normal, but. That was the thing that struck me, was just people chatting to you and me trying not to get all, awestruck and everything, but you just put everybody at ease and you just think, it's another sir. Here's another person. Hi, how's it going? Sitting with a cup of coffee, having a chat. It's unbelievable.
I think that's probably just the nature of rugby as a sport.
Yeah.
We've all played. We all started rugby when we were. Most of us have started rugby when we were very young. So it's those rugby core values that I think that's ingrained in this. And I think if you get ahead of yourself too much here in this sort of team environment, you're caught out pretty quickly, and you're either destroyed by your teammates, or ultimately if if your personality's not where it needs to be, you're not going to be hanging around a team for very long.
Perfect. That's it, because it is, I mean, it's the same, it's the discipline on the pitch, it's the whole team thing, as opposed to other sports. It's very, very different for rugby, isn't it? Everybody is there for the right reasons.
And the harmony of so many players coming from around the world now to Ulster is phenomenal.
It's pretty cool. We get to meet. We do a thing now the night before a match where 2 players are nominated, and the night before they have to give a presentation on themselves, and that's been really funny.
Who's that to? Just to the rest of the team?
John O'Gibbs will pick two random players in the 23. And they have to put it together a couple of days before it, and then they present to the team.
No pressure.
Are you talking like PowerPoint slides and everything?
A lot of boys wouldn't do a lot of public speaking, so it's good.
So some guys are pretty nervous the night before a game. Some of them are pretty more nervous about doing that than the other game. But and then you've got some people who are just useless with computers. So Luke Marshall was supposed to do it, but his just didn't even play, so he needed to get punished. But you're saying about people from all over, so you're getting guys that you might. It's one thing just going and playing with them and chatting to them, but whenever they have to give a presentation themselves, their family, why they got into rugby and what they're about, it's been really interesting, really cool.
And are you given a kind of pro forma of the things you need to cover? Like you're saying, why did you get into rugby, or is it sort of
it kind of comes from you kind of have a set, because now there's been a few of them, you kind of know what you need to do when you're asked. But it's about your family, about why you got into rugby, what your best moments of rugby have been so far. Some people have talked about their goals and what they want to do after rugby. So it's cool. It's very funny. But also there's a serious side to it where if you know the person you're playing with inside out, you're going to be more willing to put yourself body on the line for that person. And so it's been a real fun thing that they've brought in this year.
Perfect.
And I suppose with social media, there are so many more opportunities to get to know the players off the pitch and get to know a bit about them, what they're like, I suppose, in their personal lives as well. Do you feel that's a good thing? A lot more social media, Facebook and Twitter, and I suppose in ways, or do you find it a bit of a pain?
I wouldn't be big into social media myself. It's just not my kind of thing. But it's a good insight into sort of how players live and what they do on a day-to-day basis. I know Charles is pretty big into it, posting every 2 seconds. What do you think?
I would be the same. I wouldn't be just as big of social media platform. As I said, I think that there's the positives and negatives, I guess, of that side that always comes with it. More so probably whenever things are going really well, people are obviously going to be jumping on you, and then when things don't go slightly as well. So I think it's it's one of these things where you don't get too far ahead of yourself when you're doing well, and you don't get too far too down yourselves whenever you're doing poorly, because ultimately this rugby, it's not a one-off game, it's a season. So that's where I think most of the players realise that not to read into too much social media, whether it's positive or negative.
Of course, now I suppose that's been amplified over the years with social media, because it used to be the case that the message was don't read the papers too much about your performances, and now all you need to do is check your phone and it's there. You get feedback, you get criticism, whether constructive or otherwise, I suppose, as well. So it's even more important now not to heed too much of it.
Yeah, I think that's important. Like, especially when you're going through a rough patch, people are always going to have their own opinion, what they're entitled to, but we don't look too much into that, or even what the papers say. Most of the guys don't even read it. But then we're on our highs as well. We don't listen to it. We know what we're capable of as a team, and we've got our goals and our visions, and we try and stick to that.
Yeah, and it allows us, I suppose, Leanne, to enjoy more of the experience of rugby and see not just what the players are up to and what they enjoy in their own lives, but of course the games and the analysis, and there's so much more for us as well, isn't there?
It is, yeah. I mean, it gives you, as a fan, a better chance to sort of touch base with other fans and see what they're saying, and it sort of build up friendships that way. But for us, looking as an outsider, you get to see you guys, maybe if they've taken pictures when you're in training or whatever, you get to see that you're on the bikes or you're doing weights and all that, and you think, God, they put a lot of work in. You don't just rock up the 15 minutes before the match and away you go. So it is good in that sense, but it also makes you realise you are human, you do train, you have to go through all this every day, and you're not sort of big, just naturally out there rugby players. It takes a lot of hard work.
I think Craig Gilroy more uses his Instagram just for pictures of his hair. And
it's all the special filters.
That's pretty much what he uses it for. Yeah, so
Fair play.
Yeah, we get some questions in on social media as well, talking about the ability to engage with others. John wants to know who would make the best Santa in the squad. Is that just a simple case of who's the oldest, or is that?
It'd have to be Callum Black, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, you can get a good one. I guess he's got a nice round shape.
Yeah, pot belly, it'd be
doing up by the fireplace.
He'd be too young.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have that sort of maturity around him. Scalks would be good, but he'd foreign accent, so kids would pick it up really quickly. So, Callum Black probably would go for it.
Callum Black, yeah. Who do you think would make the worst one? Would it be someone like Kyle?
Dave Shannon. He'd be like really bony to sit on him.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
The kids wouldn't buy it. I don't think. Yeah.
Big Al O'Connor wouldn't. If he sat on him, he would just break him. So,
What sort of presents do you like to get then at Christmas? Or I suppose nowadays it's not so much looking for presents as maybe it was when you were kids. But what sort of things do you like to get, or is it mainly a case of just enjoying company?
Yeah, geez, I'll take anything nowadays. I'm not very picky. Just
I think wives always complain, and girlfriends, they seem to complain about, it's so hard to get for men, but ultimately, like, we hate shopping, so if it's a nice jumper or something, it's pretty simple. But
it's the fact you always have the same reaction whether you like a present or you don't.
That's probably
you don't go, oh my God, it's the best jumper I've ever seen. It's like, it's a jumper, and then we can't read whether that means it's a lovely jumper or it's a lovely or a bad jumper. It's a jumper.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
More emotion then, guys. More emotion.
Hey, look, I'm happy with a good bottle of gin there, Chad. So if there's any fans out there who want to send one my way,
just leave a Kingspan for us.
At reception, just S Radiant written on it. Lisa's asking, do you have a favourite Christmas movie? Is there one in particular?
I like Elf.
It's got to be
Elf's
Elf.
great.
Like Elf.
Elf has to be Elf, yeah.
Elf is good.
I can't think. Like Home Alone's nostalgic for me.
Classic,
Not Love Actually, no.
Not Love Actually.
No, I think Love Actually is pretty good.
Emotional, that's all. Too emotional, Love Actually.
I think it's pretty good. What a cast as well.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Christmas with the Cranks is another one. Have you ever seen that one?
I have seen
Tim
it.
Allen. Yeah. Some good ones there. But Christmas time. Christmas Day or New Year's Eve? Do you enjoy New Year's Eve?
I prefer Christmas Day.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve for us again, because of the rugby, there's been plenty of times over the last 10 years where I haven't stayed up to midnight because you're up training, and it's like, right, we'll just get to bed. So it's a bit of a, I don't know if you're the same, but Christmas Day.
Back when I was younger, it used to be New Year's Eve, obviously, when I was back in New Zealand, because it's summertime, everyone's having a good time. But over here, it's a bit different now,
Yeah, and you enjoyed, I suppose, the ability to be outdoors a lot during the sunnier Christmases.
Yeah, it's a shame looking at all your mates' photos from back home.
Once again, social media.
Yeah.
It's like, even more reason not to be on it.
Is there anything your parents would send you over this time of year?
No, they're getting pretty slack, eh? Luckily, they don't listen to podcasts. I'm heading back in Jan there, so hopefully someone gets me something.
Fair enough, yeah.
That'll be a good one, yeah. Leanne, as a teacher of boys model, did you get much time off to be able to enjoy New Year's, or are you straight back in?
Yeah, no, we've full 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not one of these teachers that thinks, oh, you know, we never get enough holidays. I'm thinking, yeah, teaching's a great job. We get loads of time off. Full 2 weeks, so we finished yesterday and then not back until the 4th or 5th of January. So it'll be a complete shutdown, you know, tools down, absolutely enjoying time with family and chilling out, yeah.
Yeah. And just before that, away to Connacht on Saturday. Bit of a challenge.
Yeah, well, sadly, I tweaked my hamstring, so I'm not involved. So I haven't been I've been kept separate with the team training this week. But any time we've gone down to Galway, it's always been tough. And saying that, we seem to, you know, in the past we've done reasonably well against them. You know, Leinster and Munster have struggled in Galway. We haven't struggled just as much. So I think it's about just going with that mindset that we have to just go and play rugby with them.
Yeah.
Obviously, the weather can always play a factor in Galway, but hopefully it's not too bad, and we just do what we've been doing. Go out with a positive attitude, throw the ball around, and try to score some tries. I'm not sure how training's gone this week, but.
Yeah, no, it's been good. The boys are really hungry and really looking to put in a good performance. We know it's going to be a definite grind out there, so we've just been knuckling down and getting the work done. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chris, when might we see you back then?
I'm very hopeful to be available for the next game, Munster.
Yep.
On the first. This was the injury happened in the first half of the match at Harlequins, and I played the game, so that shows that it wasn't anything too significant. Just that next morning when I woke up and body was stiff and sore, they realised there was something going on. So yeah, the rehab's gone well today. Plan to run probably either Boxing Day or the day after Boxing Day, and if that goes well, then I should be available. So it's not a long term thing, thankfully. I've been getting slagged off. They're calling it a Christmas hamstring tweak. I promise you, it wasn't done on purpose. So.
Well, that's, I suppose, as we were saying earlier, that's one of the beauties of squad rotation and the depth that we have now.
Yeah, well, obviously we've got a pretty deep squad there, or a deep squad. So it's good that they can rotate players every so often and keeping guys fresh. It's important. We've got a pretty heavy block now. We've got those 2 European games and then 3 Interpros. So it's we've got to keep guys fresh and keep us playing our best. So guys just can't play week in, week out. So it's good.
Yeah, and as fans, Leanne, it doesn't really get much better than 300 pros in a row, and then of course those European games, La Rochelle for example, in January.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's just like bang 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 one after another. So for a fan sort of situation, good luck. Just keep it calm, don't injure, just go for it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, as we come to the end now of 2017, which is kind of scary to say, what do you think your highlights have been, Chris, this year?
Gosh, I mean, highlights for this
really
year.
Sprung that on us.
I know that sprung the season. I think, look, ultimately, the back-to-back win against Harlequins is massive.
Yeah.
I think that although the league has been going reasonably well, there has been obviously matches where we've been disappointed with. So, to keep our season and to use it as a springboard, that performance away from home, especially to go to Harlequins in that miserable weather, to dig in and show some. We had the front up and there's some hard men out in the pitch there, and I just thought that the team performance, especially that game, was fantastic. And as I said, now it's kept us alive with Europe. It's obviously going to be really, really tough to get out of this group still, but we've given ourselves an unbelievable chance. And any French team that's come to town in the past have really, it's been a tough night for them, and we've got to use that confidence to know that yes, La Rochelle are brilliant, or world class team, but they haven't played a Kingspan before. They haven't seen our fans. They haven't seen how we rise to the occasion there. So that's what we got to keep hope of. And then if you pick up that win, then you never know what can happen. So for me, for this season, 2017, the back-to-back wins, Harlequins, has just been massive. And you have to throw in there as well the 5-day turnaround. For us for 5 day turnaround, and yes, there was a few changes, but ultimately that spine of that team was the same. So for me to show character from those players, had to play both games especially, and to get the results. So that's my highlight.
Did you find it more difficult being a 5-day turnaround given the conditions, away, being the snow being really, really bad, did that make it any sort of shorter 5 days or anything?
It played a factor because our flight was delayed for about 5 hours. We were on the runway for 2 hours waiting to get home. So we were lucky to get home because that airport was absolutely nuts with all the snow. There was so many flights delayed. So we were lucky to get home. But
that does eat into your downtime.
Without a
doubt.
Recovery,
100%.
Tiring.
Yeah.
Just waiting, I'm sure it's just tiring, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But I'd say, well, maybe was Japan for the tour?
That was obviously it.
Yeah.
Pretty enjoyable, but I've just really enjoyed having the new coaches come in, bringing some fresh ideas. We've got a few new players in there as well. It's just been a real good bunch of guys to be around. I've sort of enjoyed every minute of every game, so I really couldn't pin anything that I've really that stood out to me. It's all been pretty good stuff.
Sorry, that week in South Africa as well.
Oh, of course,
yes. I forgot about that. That was a good week.
I knew there was something else.
Went part of this with
the team bonding that went on that week was fantastic, and to do a safari, to do something completely new with an Ulster team, to travel that far away, that was something really special. And as I said, from my time involved here, it was the most enjoyable week I think I've had in an Ulster jersey.
It's good fun, yeah.
Do you think we could see the Pro 14 going to the States? There has been a bit of talk about that, and we've seen what the South African sides have brought to it this year. Do you think we could see that maybe down the line?
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of chat about it, but I think it could be good for the competition. Another team in there, another place to go, another style of rugby we've got to adapt to. But as Chad said, we've really enjoyed going down to South Africa and playing against those sides and testing ourselves against that super kind of rugby. And it's been good.
Yeah, and Leanne, I mean, the game globally really has expanded. You look at Super Rugby as well with Japanese side. You've also got Argentinian side as well. So it might be a good thing for us to see.
Absolutely, yeah. As a fan, definitely, you want to see as many different sort of teams as you possibly can. And I mean, even looking at sort of the Six Nations and stuff, Italy's coming on so well, and the competition's just getting massively global now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I would take a lot of the USA would need a lot of resource obviously to get a team that. You don't want a team from over there just to come in and be rock bottom every week. So they would need resources, but if they could pull together and get their top players playing there, it would be amazing for the tournament.
Yeah, both back rowers. Davey's asking a question here about if you had to play another position in the side, where would you play?
Have to be maybe number 12.
Yeah?
Yeah, I see myself running over the top of stupid Klasky, He's the bigger bulldozer. I don't know about him, mate. There's a lot of talk.
Yeah, anywhere in the backs because it's so easy. We're knocking lumps out of each other in mauls, and they're over there kicking at each other.
Just complaining about nothing,
But no, I would say I'd like to be either out half or fullback.
Out half or fullback? Yeah.
That responsibility, I think would be good.
Yeah, and you've don't have a bad left and right boot as well, so I think that's it.
I don't know.
Was that old? There's plenty of banter then, it seems, between the forwards and the backs. There was that comment from Paul O'Connell going to the World Cup in 2015 that the forwards had been enjoying the likes of Alton Towers and so on, and the backs had been shopping. I mean, it's there's a bit of crack, isn't there, between the two?
Very different breeds. Like that's it. They're just weird.
Just weird.
Just don't know.
I don't know what's up with them. Yeah,
they're just pansies.
Busy with hair dye.
It's just a bunch of pansies. That's it.
Picking flowers in the backline there.
Of course, Leanne, you played a bit as well. Whereabouts in the pitch were you?
Well, see, I'd crossed the beams. I started as a fullback. But I didn't come into rugby till I was at university, so I was like 18, 19 whenever I first played, and didn't know anything different, so started off as a fullback, thought give this a go, and then I was telling Simon the story as the years progressed, and half time consisted of Guinness rather than sort of oranges. I kind of progressed forward a little bit and forward and ended up tight head prop, so it's kind of where I ended up.
You got the base skills there from your back line, and
that's
you
can
transfer that forward.
Definitely.
It seems to be a good time for Northern Irish sport in general at the minute, doesn't it? Jonathan Ray coming second in sports personality, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was incredible, and the fact that he was so close to getting the number one spot. So he's actually Andy Warwick's cousin,
right?
So the players do keep a bit more of an interest because of that. So
small world.
Yeah, it's incredible what he's achieved, and obviously what else is there for him for the taking over the next sort of year or two as well. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, and Sean, you guys enjoy a few other sports as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Kiwis just no rugby. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You play a bit of cricket and so on, but it's generally the rugby.
yeah. It's generally. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it's generally rugby. Yeah.
What would be your choice sport to watch on your days off? Not rugby.
Once again, speaking to a Kiwi.
Speaking to two wrong people here.
There are other sports. What? Could you play any other
Don't say sevens or something.
A lot of our lads enjoy watching the American football. So there's the fantasy league and things as well. So I mean, I wouldn't follow it too much, but if it was on, I'd watch it. But yeah, like obviously when Northern Ireland football team's on, home games, there's a good buzz. Everyone's fighting for. Robbie Diak was texting lads asking to borrow one of the boys' Northern Ireland jerseys to wear. But like, just go and buy yourself a jersey. You stingy kid.
Real bandwagon supporter.
He's just John's band. But no, like the boys are like the sport in Northern Ireland, as you said. It's whenever there's a buzz around the place, it feeds off us too. We know whenever we're winning what that can create in the football and something like Jonathan. So yeah, it's for such a small place, we punch big. I think.
I think saying that, Ulster being just such a small place, it does all seem very familiar, and as you say, it feeds off and everybody gets involved. And so much as playing for Ulster, do you think you would find it weird, say you went to Harlequins or something, that's got such a bigger kind of fan base? I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm trying to explain it, that Ulster's just, we're all a wee family.
We are a family.
And everybody's very close.
On Province,
what's interesting there is when you say about that, I mean, the amount of fans that go, it's like when we play these away games, there's always I know, like obviously they're there with a lot of voice, but there does seem to be, in most of the stadiums we go to when we play, especially the bigger ones, I guess, in Europe, there's a serious amount of travel. Support, and whether they're living abroad, and obviously London, there will be a lot of folk from here, but it's class. And that when you're walking in the stadium or when you're about to kick off and you hear the Ulster fans chanting, it definitely.
Does it ever take you by surprise? You think, oh, they've made it here?
Well, some of the games we played in Italy and things, it is very surprising. Where on earth are these people?
There'd be a few hundred people there. Where are they coming from?
They obviously travel from, they got their car and they've decided, right, we'll make a trip of this, and they get their cars and they all come. What was the European Cup game when in Paris, the tax? What was that one?
It wasn't Oyonnax, was it?
Oyonnax, that weekend, when the game was cancelled because of the terrorist attack in Paris, the amount of Ulster fans in that wee town was crazy. And then when it was rescheduled, they all came back. And that shows that it's amazing support that we have. Special times, do
you guys feel that you get used to the travel, or is it you enjoy it, or you maybe don't like it so much when you're travelling to away games?
Yeah, it's always tough if you're playing sort of a 7:30 game over in Italy and then you're flying back that night, because you're not getting back into sort of 2-3 in the morning, so it is tough, especially for your recovery when you're cooped up on a plane for sort of 3 hours. But no, it's quite enjoyable. It's really it's good getting out and about and getting around Europe and seeing some different cities as well. It's all part of it.
There's obviously guys with young kids.
Yes,
they would answer completely opposite. They'd be like, "This is amazing. We get to sleep the night before a match."
That's what I would think. You get a full night's sleep.
Exactly.
And do you listen to music or watch movies on the plane or bus journey?
Yeah, generally movies. Our trainer JD has a good selection there, so he usually loads the boys up with anything that's
any favourites,
a bit weird or different.
Maybe not ask.
I think the box sets would get a big hit from a lot of players. So whether it's the Netflix or Amazon or Sky Go, catching up on everyone's talking about Peaky Blinders at the moment, and
it seems to be massive.
It's massive.
I haven't seen an episode of it.
Nor have I. It's something we need to get into.
You're in for a treat.
Fourth series.
Exactly. Well, as we look ahead, do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Are you into New Year's resolutions, or do you just try and keep things consistent?
There's nothing that's usually that gets asked after you're stuffed your face after Christmas.
That's true. Yeah.
But to be honest, not really. I think. From a personal point of view, in regards to rugby, what I've learned the last sort of 2 years is just trying to make sure that you can stay as injury free. So whether that's maybe trying to being as careful as possible in regards to recovery and the wee small things you do in the week to get yourself right for matches. But off the rugby pitch, I can't really think of any year's resolutions that I want to do. I've always every year. So I always say I'm going to take up golf.
Yeah.
And this year I did. I got some lessons, but I'm still terrible and pathetic. And what we do in Ulster, we've started doing an over 30s club, a book club.
Right.
And I think there's possibly a golfing day coming up soon enough.
Interesting.
So in January I want to get a few more lessons and try not make a complete fool of myself. So that's my New Year's resolution, which was last year's and the year before's.
Yes.
Yeah, and for me, really, I just want to keep enjoying rugby. You know, sometimes you can get caught up in the little things that are going on, but just really appreciate and be grateful. We're in a pretty special position. There's a lot of people that would like to have the sort of job that we do. So every day it's a bit of a blessing, and just really enjoy it. Yeah.
Lots of people really admire what you guys do. Yeah. Leanne, what about you? Do you have any resolutions or
none whatsoever? Like a New Year's resolution, did not make New Year's resolutions. No.
Brilliant.
Not at all.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming in. Leanne, what a week it's been as well.
It has been unreal, and you know, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Going from sort of the week before I came down, coming in with Simon to Q Radio, doing sort of voice training like you guys had the tour and all today. That was like excitement number one. Then we went to Kingspan on the Friday, and just alone being there was excitement. Then the game result was even better. Trying to come down off cloud 9, then they sent me a promotional video of everything that happened, and it just keeps giving. The gift just keeps giving. So I will be dining out in this for quite a few weeks. Yeah, it's been fabulous.
Yeah. Well, boys, hopefully see you in the near future, and happy Christmas, happy New Year as well. Thanks I've been your host, Simon Hunter. To everyone listening this time, thank you so much. We'll see you guys in the new year.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.